half, and they could use a score right out of the gates to get back into this one. They currently trail 20.
Welcome back, everybody, to TV Sports 27, second half kicking off between the Washington Commanders and the Dallas Cowboys. It's been a struggle for the Washington Commanders in the first half. Both teams coming to this one with the playoffs on the line. Both teams coming in at 8-6 and on the outside looking in. And the Commanders right now getting overmatched, overpowered, outmanned by the Dallas Cowboys. We're going to see what kind of halftime speech we had, and not a good one, because, again, J.P. Lossman is going to get sacked, and he's been sacked already, what, 5-6 times already in the first half?
With a nice sack in the backfield. They lose some yardage there.
Just, I mean, the offensive line, and there was even a clipping, it looked like, that didn't get called. I mean, J.P. Lossman is going to get knocked out if he keeps taking hits like this. These last 3 weeks have just turned into an absolute disaster here. And Lossman connecting with Jabbar Gaffney. How about in the first half, Terrell Owens, the NFL's leading receiver, 0 catches, 0 yards in the first half.
Check it out. Oh. Third down, 2 tight ends in the game.
Gaffney, 493 on the year. And it's intercepted. Looking for Terrell Owens, and Dexter McCleon takes it away. And it's starting to unravel on poor J.P. Lossman. And that was just a let's get the ball to Terrell Owens kind of play. And Owens had some separation there, but the ball did not make it to him. Golly, so whatever halftime speed, you do believe in miracles kind of speech, I think, you know, I think we had Al Michaels in there too, but didn't change our fortunes. We got a lot of football left to go, so we got to power through. We got to push through on this thing. Jeff Garcia to Tiki Barber, and wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage by Mike Rumpf. And Jamal Williams is injured, and he's being carted off, which is never a good situation. So not only are we struggling, but we're losing a lot of our guys. The only major defensive injury we have so far is Jason Sehorn, who's out for the rest of the season. Nice on defense.
That will bring up 4th down.
They're not going to try a long kick. Billy Cundiff's got a solid leg, so I'm a little surprised they're not trying this one. It would only be it would be just under 50 yards, right?
Oh, it sure was. Perfect D for that situation. And it will bring up 4th
So the defense will hold, help out our struggling offense a little bit here.
Inside the 10, which will give this offense lots to think about. The Redskins were intercepted last time out. We'll see what happens.
Corey Dillon has had a rough go of it as well in this one. Chad Scott with the tackle. Dillon, you can see, just 17 yards. We might pull the plug if it's starting to get down to crunch time and he's not performing. We got some backups we can go to here. Lossman, there we go. Whew, finally. Darrell Jackson. That's his first catch today, I do believe.
Darrell Jackson will not take no for an answer.
Good solid pocket. I think that's the key, man. You give Lossman a pocket, he's going to deliver. But if that pocket starts to fall apart, man, oh man, it's yeah. He gets nervous. If that pocket starts to fall apart, that's basically it, you know.
Has a report for us. Susie?
Thanks, Dan. I got in touch with the trainers, and right now, all they know is that his knee is in heaps of pain. They're looking at him right now.
They don't have any kind of solid report, just knee is in pain. Lossman! Oh! Oh, he had an open man, and he overshot him. Oh, he overshot him.
No wonder it was incomplete. On second down, they try for the first.
3rd and 6 here for the Commanders.
Nice pressure that time.
And Terrell Owens making his first catch of the game. T.O. wanting to cash in on that record. If you want to see what T.O. has done all year long, if you want to see his road to a possible record-breaking NFL season, you can do so by signing up at any of our levels on the right side of the screen, Patreon, Streamlabs, Ko-Fi, or following, subscribing on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. Get caught up on all the action, help support the channel, and you guys just get endless content for days, endless material for all you guys. Shout out Patreon supporters. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate your support. As we mentioned earlier in this broadcast, 2 brand new Patreon exclusive videos went up. ECW Episode 2 and the XHL, another game between the Apex and the Turbo, the Legends Hockey League with no rules. Both of those, a couple of no rules. It's just anarchy on Patreon. ECW has no rules, and the XHL has no rules.
Hey, if you check out this replay, you'll find a few examples of how these guys earn their.
So a really, really big 3rd down coming up here for the Washington Commanders.
3rd down, 3 wideouts in the game.
And once again, stop me if you've heard this one, but Jonathan Abraham comes up with a sack.
Abraham gets to the quarterback, and nobody lays a finger on him. And then he proceeds to lay a lot more.
Right on that Dallas star. That's got to be, what, his 3rd, 4th sack?
After the quarterback in this game.
Oh, you can say that again. So far, he's got 2 tackles and 2 sacks.
2 sacks. It feels like he's got a lot more. He's got that fumble recovery, at least. 2 sacks, just it does not seem like he's got that few. Nick Harris on to punt this one away. He tried to coffin corner it, but ended up putting it out right at the 20. Dallas possessions, they've been a lot more fluent with moving the ball down the field, but they also have had a couple of drives where you can see this Commanders defense has stifled. They've stifled them. Gonna rely on this defense again. We need 2 touchdowns. Tiki Barber, he's playing much like Corey Dillon, not exactly lighting the world on fire on the Dallas Cowboys side of things.
Just a single receiver on the field. And picks up 4 on the play.
Antonio Bryant.
Jeff Garcia is checking off his receivers, finding the open man, and that's evident as you review the chart.
I mean, anywhere you look, Garcia's been lights out, but certainly throwing it short to the left or right has been money for Jeff Garcia. Reminder, and I know SK Money's been looking forward to it, we are going to do a crib episode at the end of this season, at the end of the Pro Bowl. We are going to do a crib episode.
4th down coming up. Bidwell lines up to punt after the 3 and out.
You have to help me decide what we're going to buy. Do we buy Commander stuff since we're coaching the Commanders, or do we buy Broncos and Cardinals stuff because that's my team? When I played this game before, I had like half Broncos, half Cardinals stuff in the version. I mean, it'd be weird, right? Because if we buy Commander stuff, it's going to be all logos they don't use anymore.
The Redskins had their last drive stall out at the end. We'll see if they can keep momentum throughout this one, which starts at the 42-yard line.
Lossman is going to run the football. First time he's been able to get out of the pocket and pick up a couple for Chad Scott. Comes up with a stop.
And that was not a bad decision at all. He had some room to work with, and he knew how to exploit it.
Which is the, oh my God. And once again, Jonathan Abraham. Yep, there he is. Wearing DeMarcus Ware's number, but by God, he's making you feel like DeMarcus Ware out there. And oh my God, he's... All right, you guys want some Jonathan Abraham history?
Will bring up 4th down.
John Abraham, that's the sack deep in the pocket. That's going to be a sizable loss. Watch this. Oh, yeah, that's going to push him back, way back. Great defensive play.
Another sack
It's
by this
killing me
defensive
right now.
squad, and they have generated, well, some
Played with the Jets, the Falcons, and the Cardinals.
I don't know about shocking,
I don't even
but
remember him on the
turf eating,
Cardinals.
Yes.
Harris gets ready to punt this away.
3-time All-Pro, 5-time Pro Bowl.
Punts it away. Barber fields it at the 23. Great tackle. Dragged down at the 34.
Tiki Barber did a nice job.
On Wikipedia, they just call him John Abraham. Maybe he's not Jonathan. Should correct that.
Cowboys have had some trouble moving the ball recently. We'll see what they do on this drive as they start at their 34.
I wonder where I got John from.
Garcia throws a heater right side.
Well, we might be toast for the playoffs.
Fully tackled at the 29. That will bring up first down.
Michael Clayton sees a chance to get a huge gain here and grabs it with
John Abraham's heroes are Walter Payton and Jerry Rice, and he attended. This seems like a bizarre thing to just put on Wikipedia because it seems like that anything any athlete would do. On his Wikipedia, it says he attended the Jets' May 5th, 2003 blood drive to benefit hospitals throughout Queens, Nassau, and Suffolk County. I mean, that's awesome, but isn't that just something anybody does normally? Why is that on why is that on his Wikipedia? Well, fourth quarter, and it is.
Barber picks up about 2, and that will bring up second down.
I don't know what to say. It's just been
Second down,
a disaster. The last 3 weeks have been a disaster from this 7-game winning streak that we were on.
Barber gets the toss and runs into traffic. Williams tackles him behind the line of scrimmage. It looks like, we've had an injury down on the field.
And
As soon as we
now we're
get
getting
any
injuries. They're starting to pile up, and
along to you.
yeah. You see Burton's in there for the position we normally play. So we've lost 2 guys on defense now. Jason Sehorn's still out. Garcia to Bryant. And the Cowboys look like they may be putting the capper on here. Maybe it's a good thing SK Money's not here tonight, because I know he would be letting me have it right now with the performance that we have had the last 3 weeks.
As you can see, he's up over the century mark. Oh, he came to play today.
108 yards receiving in this one for Antonio Bryant, and Garcia hooks up with Shannon Sharp. Second touchdown of the day for Shannon Sharp. Only comes on and catches touchdowns. That's all Shannon Sharp deals with.
Jeff Garcia goes right past the coverage and into his receiver's hands. Nice throw.
Another touchdown pass, and he's finding the end zone here.
Absolutely, Dano. So far, he's got 229 yards and 3 touchdowns.
3 touchdown passes for Jeff Garcia. And I hate to say it, folks, but I think our playoff dreams, unless something crazy happens, you know, we maybe still beat Minnesota, finish the season 9-7, and can maybe still snag a wild card spot. But these last 3 weeks have just brought the Washington Commanders back down to reality from this 7-game winning streak. And now we seem like we were pretty much, I think, locked in or pretty satisfied with J.P. Lossman's efforts. But now, as we go into next season, I think that question is going to come up of Mark Bolger versus J.P. Lossman. Now it's not a surefire thing. That was a terrible pass. Oh, boy. Lossman is just, I don't know if he's feeling it or what. Let's listen to Susie here.
Complaining of neck pain, and the trainers are saying he's got a torn hamstring. They're icing the injury in an effort to
Torn
ease the pain,
hamstring.
but it doesn't seem
Just
to
keeps
be
getting worse.
The official word on his return, doubtful.
Quarterback sack. Gerald Warren.
Gets the sack way back at the 17.
Just 5 of 12 for J.P. Lossman. Just a whole bunch of sacks. Pressure again. Lossman, I don't know how he got that one away, because John Abraham was breathing down J.P. Lossman's neck, and he was able to get rid of it. Oh my goodness.
You can't coach that.
Peter, I'm sure he's happy to bring that one.
Credit to J.P. Lossman surviving that play.
Incompletion.
Yeah, he's struggling a bit there, but this may turn him around.
That one off target.
It is not reeled in.
T.O.'s, T.O.'s probably got some chatter out there right now. As we said earlier, T.O. talks. T.O. likes to talk, and when this performance happens, he's not going to be happy, especially now that his record might be falling by the wayside. But T.O. comes up with a big catch. He's still playing, though. He might need a 400-yard performance against the... Well, he's got 73 yards on 3 tackles, so he might still be within that record. Maybe we'll see before the Vikings game how many yards he needs to get. Lossman? Oh, are you kidding me?
And it's off. Incomplete.
Ernie Cronwell. That's an absolutely brutal drop.
And he cannot be happy with that. Sometimes the
Oh
ball
my
bounces
God.
your way, and sometimes it doesn't. Exactly. Conroe didn't hold that
Quick one by Lossman, incomplete.
Ball's incomplete.
J.P. Lossman winged it into double coverage, but luckily nobody was able to catch it.
If complete, that would have made for a bit shorter third down play. But
3rd and 10. Field goals are not going to get it done right now for Washington. Lossman finds Terrell Owens, 1st and goal. 91 yards for T.O., 76 for Jabbar Gaffney. And once again, I mean, Lossman just delivering with pressure up in his face.
That's a great receiver.
I'm glad he finally nabbed one because he's had a string of missed catches before this.
Takes another wicked shot and goes down. Ronald McKinnon.
Hunts him down and gets
I would like to see a stat on the screen of how many sacks Dallas has had in this game. You got to at least be getting close to like 8 or 9. Pressure coming again, and Lossman. And a drop from Terrell Owens, a rare drop from T.O.
Let's go back and revisit that last tackle in the backfield. Great stuff.
Well, Ronald McKinnon's a guy that's been around for a while.
I mean, all these plays suck. We got to go to the end zone. They keep giving us like curl routes. We need everybody going to the end zone. There you go. 50Y corner. We got at least 3 guys going to the end zone. Jabbar Gaffney, what a throw from J.P. Lossman.
Jabbar Gaffney must have a cold or something because the defense.
Holy smokes, that's a tough throw to make.
Check it out.
That was an interception waiting to happen, and Lossman delivered it right to Jabbar Gaffney. That is unreal. Absolutely unreal. So you got to get 2 touchdowns here in 4 minutes. That was a long drive. It was an 11 play. That was one of the longest drives we've had. Now the game says go ahead and go for the onside kick. I'm not doing it just yet. I think there's still time to be had.
And we're ready. Anderson kicks this one away.
But it's most likely going to be too little too late here for the Commanders.
Brought down at the 25.
LeBrandon Tofield was able to find some weak spots in the defense. Got a good run back off that kick.
J.P. Lossman on the telephone. Ring, 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 banana phone.
Goes in motion.
This is where the defense, we need the defense here. They've been pretty solid for us all day. I know you see 27 on the board, but where our offense has let us down. London Fletcher and this defense has come through with some pretty clutch stops, and I can ask for one more for him here today.
Keep your feet moving, zone in, and make the play. Perfectly done.
Black 25. Black 25.
Of course, Tiki Barber's going to wait till now to have his best run of the game. With that 3rd and 3, I can only imagine that. What do you guys think? We're going to see one more run here?
Let's make a stand. Down. Black 32. Black 32. Hut, 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 hut.
Let 10 more seconds wind down here from the play clock. They give it to Tiki Barber, and he is stopped. So Dallas will punt. They could put the game away if they went for it and picked up that 1 yard. Washington will have the 2-minute warning. They'll have all 3 timeouts. They got to get 2 touchdowns.
Takes the long snap and punts it away. Owens,
they're actually going to give the ball where Washington can maybe run a play or 2 here before the 2-minute warning.
Terrell Owens racked up a few yards on the run back there, whittling down the size of the punt a little bit.
The Redskins are down, but
all right, guys. What do you guys think? Is there going to be a Washington Miracle? It doesn't quite have the ring as Minneapolis Miracle or Music City Miracle. We have an injury timeout. John Lynch. That's going to stop the clock. That'll give us 1 more play before the 2-minute warning. Ooh, he looks concussed. Yeah, he might be done. They don't let you do that in Madden anymore. The NFL, from what I understand, they said get all of that stuff out of the game. So, but here in 2K, I think John Lynch, and John Lynch is a guy that likes to lower the helmet too, so it does not surprise me. Oof. John Abraham's freaking killing me.
Unfortunately so. As we can see here, we've got the injuries that have accrued.
There you go. Yeah, the head injury for John Lynch. Of course, Sean Williams, Jamal Williams. We have Jason Sehorn out as well. Mark Bolger. 2-minute warning. That sack definitely hurts. Offensive line has been a big old mess here in this game.
2nd down. The clock is stopped at 2 minutes.
Lossman, what a throw from J.P. Lossman and Jabbar Gaffney, both feet down, and will get out of bounds to stop the clock. Man, when Lossman has the time, he's got a rocket for an arm. Nicely done by Gaffney. 1:16 here today. Jabbar Gaffney again. Clock will wind down. Commanders still with all 3 timeouts here. Touchdown, Terrell Owens. Oh, buddy. So now comes the onside kick. And if we don't get it, we still have 3 timeouts. Oh, buddy.
Here's the extra point and
21-27. Onside kick up next. 3 timeouts still remaining for the Commanders.
they're setting up for the onside kick. Anderson bounces it up. Williams hits it off the bounce at the
Kidding
38.
me. Touched it too early.
The Redskins tried an onside kick on that one, but
So we get one more shot at it, and then it's toast.
Until it travels 10 yards, and that was not a live ball.
They're setting up for the onside kick. Anderson bounces it up.
Oh, Dallas got it.
Tackled at the 38. Number 43 was in on the tackle.
Damn, I thought we had it. Okay, still got 3 timeouts. Still got 3 timeouts, though.
Gets his hands around it to put the offense out on the field. Great work by this hands team.
They can't bring down the onside kick.
If you consider them in field goal range here, that'd be the only killer. Oh, come on.
The Redskins take their first time.
Mike Rumpf calls first timeout right there.
Second down, 4 yards to go.
Yeah, them being in field goal range might be the only thing where that might be where you think about possibly kicking it deep, because then you'd win the field position battle.
The Redskins will take a timeout.
Second timeout called.
Third down. The clock
Comes down to this.
1:28.
Pitching it to the outside. Tiki Barber with the first down. And I'm going to let him score on purpose. I pulled the guy back. That's brutal. At least he's still got a shot here now. Purposely let him score.
Dan, check out all the yards he snarfs up here. Yes, snarfs. That's an old football term. Tell you what, though, this is a great play.
Watch right here.
Touchdown will stretch the lead, Peter.
That's me doing the pull-up to let him score.
The winner here.
Well, it looks that way, Dan, but it's not over until it reaches
Oh,
0 up there.
Well, we had a shot. We did have a shot at it.
Now the extra point and
Tiki Barber to the outside. There's Ty Detmer, a Heisman winner.
the ref gets
Well, we'll see. Crazier things have happened. We got one timeout.
Pendif kicks this
We got to
one
get 2
away.
more scores.
McIntyre fields it all the way back at the 3. Stiff arms, dragged down at the 24.
Jarris McIntyre got a very respectable return off that nice kickoff there, Dan.
The Redskins start this drive of the game from well in their own territory.
And a season that went from 1-4 to 7-0 to now 0-3. Lossman has Jabbar Gaffney wide open. And it's a touchdown for the Commanders. Boy, Dallas caught sleeping on that one. And, well, if we can hit this onside kick,
Jabbar Gaffney makes the catch, but
I don't know
that's not
what
enough for
happened
him.
there.
He gets it and takes off for more.
Peter, they are within striking distance, but time is
I mean, that hurts a little bit more, because it was like, boy, if we had gotten the stop,
Look at that.
that would have been us, you know, right there. That would have been the game winner. I can't vouch for the success of onside kicks. I know they're terrible in Madden, but I can't remember the last time I've played this game outside of recently, and I don't remember kicking an onside kick recently, so, but I'm going to try to bump this one up a little bit, because that seemed to do the trick, and,
they're setting
oh
up
god,
for the
I did
onside
not mean to
kick.
do it that hard, but we're going to see if that does.
Anderson bounces it up. Pinkston gets it off the bounce at the 30.
Yep,
At the 32.
did not mean to kick it that hard.
To react when the onside kick comes bouncing his way. Watch him move. And get the
That
football
is
before
going
he
to
can
end
catch
it
a
here.
shot. It's all about reflexes.
They don't get possession back, but you know.
Well, guys,
it was the right play there. How about you?
No question.
Chris Berman's going to wrap this one up. We're going to see what happens at the end of Week 16. We got the NFL primetime.
Leave the field earlier in the game,
Let's
and
see,
now
looking at his
Susie
knee
Caldwell
now,
has a report.
but he is concussed.
Thank you, Dan. The team doctor's diagnosis is that he suffered a concussion. They told
Oh,
me,
yeah.
given the gravity of this
That was a
injury,
solid
there's
concussion.
obviously
So, yeah,
no
we're
way
going to
he'll
wrap this
return
one
to
up with
the
Chris
game.
Berman.
Back to you,
We're going to do
guys.
the Week 16 post-game report. Chris Berman is going to look at all the scores and everything from around the league, and we'll see how much closer we are to making the playoffs. And then, if you guys are watching live with us on Twitch, or if you're watching with us on Patreon, stay right where you are, because Week 17, the final game of the season, the Minnesota Vikings, coming up next. If you're watching on YouTube, come on back tomorrow and the next day, because first half, second half of the battle against the Minnesota Vikings, Week 17, maybe still a shot at the playoffs, but it's hopes are dwindling right now. I will say that much. So Dallas takes it. It ends up in the end being a lot more competitive than what it was throughout the first half, but Dallas's defense was a nightmare, and the Cowboys get the win. Here's Chris Berman to wrap it up, and we'll see you guys for Week 17 here on TV Sports.
Okay, enjoy this one. We're going to get you next time. We're going to get you next time. Good to see you. It's all right. We'll see you.
All right, Dan, thank you. So this one is in the books as we welcome you all to our ESPN Video Games post-game show. I'm Chris Berman. The Cowboys stepped it up for sure, putting up some good numbers. Let's get started in this one early in the third quarter. Dexter McCleon would come up with the big play to kill a drive as he was able to step in front of a wayward pass for an INT. The ball at their own 8-yard line. J.P. Lossman would drop back and deliver a strike on this one. Cowboys up by 13. Michael Clayton found a soft spot on the defense and it worked to his advantage. They've opened it up now and now lead by 20. The Skins come right back. J.P. Lossman is back. He's pretty much locked in on his wide receiver. He hits a 37-yard play that set up a Redskin touchdown. Skins back 27-14. J.P. Lossman would drop back and deliver a strike on this one. A 28-yard play that set up a Redskin touchdown. The Redskins climb back again and are now down by 6. The boys answer right back. Ball at the 34-yard line. Tiki Barber is going to bounce this one to the outside. And look at the execution up front. He's in the clear. A 33-yard touchdown for the Cowboys. The Skins answering right back. Skins back by 13. Jabbar Gaffney came up with a huge play here as they cover a lot of real estate on this one. And that's where we'll leave this one. Cowboys edge out a win 34-28. Now let's catch up with the player who really ignited his team's offense with his depth passing and has earned our Player of the Game award. Jeff Garcia is on the field with our Susie Calder. Suze?
Thanks, Chris. You transcended the competition today, and you edged them out in a hard-fought game. What do you think was vital to your team's success today?
Yeah, the fans were real big for us, man. They really got into the game, and we fed off their energy, man. I'm really glad we get the win for them.
Chris, back to you.
Well, that just about does it. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time here on ESPN celebrating 25 years. Hi there, I'm Chris Berman. We got a lot of games to cover, so let's get to it. In our first game this week, we had the Chargers come away with a 7-point win. We had an interesting free agency pickup of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Chris. Let's switch gears and talk about players that'll have new homes in the National Football League, as free agency continues to play such a huge role in determining a team's makeup. This guy is on the move. Perhaps not for all that he thought he'd get, but a good deal nonetheless. 4 years, $1.2 million. Jason Gesser will be moving on from his current address, and he gets a pretty good deal to do it. 4 years, $1.3 million. In front of you, we've got the AFC Infirmary Report. And as you can see, they were hit hard this week. Jerry Rice might be the biggest loss on this list. The team doctors have reported a pulled hamstring, and he'll be out for the rest of the regular season. In front of you, we've got the NFC list. And as you can see, they could form their own mash unit. Jason Ferguson is probably the one that most leaps out at you. X-rays revealing that a broken foot is the report. He'll be out for the rest of the season. On to the serious news of the week. Simeon Rice is done for the year as he'll watch the rest of the season from the sidelines. And they'll be scrambling now to find someone that can fill his shoes. So that'll do it for now. Chris, let's send it back to you.
In an AFC South matchup, we had the Jaguars pick up their 8th win of the year. The Giants won this contest, but will stay at the 4th place in the NFC East. Ace, Deuce, and plenty of use McAllister stepped it up this week and gave his team some added firepower for the win. Redskins, Cowboys stepped it up. Jabbar Gaffney came up with a big play as he was able to pull this one in. The Cowboys win this one by the final score of 34-28. Bethel Johnson had over 50 yards receiving and helped his Saints beat the Falcons. By the warm waters of Tampa Bay, we had the Buccaneers squeeze out a 4-point victory. Down at Pro Player Stadium, we had the Dolphins walk away with a 6-point victory. Raiders, Chiefs. With a Rudy Johnson is backed up in his own territory, tries to bounce outside. He'll have the first down, shakes another tackle, goes down the sidelines. Wait a minute. Yes, the ref said his feet were in. He could go all the way, 73 yards. The Chiefs go on to win this by the final score of 24-17. The 49ers defense held their opponents to under 100 rushing yards in their win at 3Com Park. The Titans lost at home and will stay home for next week's game when they meet the Lions. In a long-standing NFC rivalry, we had the Bears win their 10th game of the season. Eagles, Rams. The 10th game, Chad Pennington is in his own territory, ball to the 28-yard line, rolls right, and now runs to his left. That's his throwing side, but he's not throwing now. To the 50, to the 40, one man to beat. He could go all the way, 72 yards. The Eagles go on to win this by the final score of 20-17. The Cardinals won this contest and will now move to second place in the NFC West. Travis Minor played well despite the loss and showed us why he's ranked up at the top of the league. And last but not least, we had the Steelers come away victorious. So let's change things up a bit and turn to a guy that's had his eye on the college game, and that's our own Mel Kiper Jr. He joins us now. Mel, your work never ends, I know. Believe me, I know better than anybody else. But it's never too early to start thinking about next year's draft, is it?
Well, you're absolutely right. And with the college bowl season upon us, a lot of guys view their upcoming bowl game as more or less an open audition for NFL scouts everywhere. Lawrence is a guy right off the bat that's really impressed me thus far. 6'5", 273 out of Tulane. And when you look at the tight ends that are going to make themselves available this year, this guy's one of the top ones around. He's got good size, obviously, but he's got good deceptive speed as well, and he could fit right into the West Coast offense. Hart is another guy that's starting to make some noise with a terrific senior season. He was a virtual unknown coming into this year, but people are starting to project him to have a solid NFL career. I'm starting to jump on the bandwagon as well. So that'll do it for now, but you can guarantee that the big board is going to see a lot of risers and fallers between now and April.
Yes, indeed. Just 1 week to go, and the playoff picture's starting to take shape. But still some areas that'll need to be cleared up next weekend. We'll start with a look at the AFC playoff picture. And now checking things out over in the NFC playoff race. So that's how we stand to this point. Still lots of jockeying left to go as we get this thing sorted out for January. So that'll do it from here. Boomer, we send it back over to you.
And that'll do it here for Pivotal Week 16. As always, plenty of surprises to go around and plenty of intrigue still to come. My primetime players each took his team to the next level, and each is going to take home a game ball. Great work, fellas. That'll do it, sports fans. I'm Chris Berman, and thanks so much for joining us here in the Bristol studios. We'll see you next week right here on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.